fastest 2 hours in radio.
Rules in action. It's up to each one of us to know the rules and follow them. Follow.
All systems go.
The Morning Edge.
With Fox 2's Vic Faust, Chris Knight, Angela Sharp, and Eric Johnson.
The Morning Edge starts now.
Hey guys, welcome to the show. It is The Edge, the fastest 2 hours of morning talk radio. Chris, I'm a little froggy because I've been dealing with some congestion, just in case you're wondering. I feel great. No, I don't have COVID.
I was just going to ask you, do you have COVID?
Oh my God, what is COVID? And COVID is now officially over, by the way.
Not according to Dr.
No,
Fauci.
after 3 years, he says we may soon be moving past the pandemic, according to Dr. Fauci, who has been the mouthpiece of all the other stuff. He says we're certainly right now in this country out of the pandemic phase. That's what he said. We're certainly right now in this country out of the pandemic phase. But stay tuned. I'm sure. I don't know what that was, but anyway, that's where we are. It is The Edge. We're grateful that you're joining us this morning. Happy hump day. Happy Wednesday. Time is 8:03. Chris Knight's here. I'm Vic Faust of Fox 2. Angela's doing some work for the Cardinals today. They have a day game. Cardinals have 2 midweek day games left throughout the season. One is today, and then there's another, I don't know, it might even be not until September. So anyway, that's where Angela is this morning. Eric will be in here shortly. We've got a lot to get to, a lot to talk about, as always. And as you can see, we are using the black and gray background.
Which is our favorite.
By the way.
We don't care what Angela says.
I can't tell the way that she looks, but she's a woman, and women look at that. So you try to be kind and considerate because she feels, boy, you weren't kidding. You got Eric's ass here. Eric's where our facility is located, we have a window, major window. So actually you can come up and look at us through the window and put your hands over your eyes and like stick your face to the glass and you could see into our studio.
Right.
But we can see out pretty easily, and Eric's walking in already.
Good.
Wow.
You got that letter of warning yesterday.
So anyway, we welcome you back into the show. And, of course, you can always jump in on Facebook, 100.7 The Viper. You can join us at viperrocks.com. That's where you stream us. And we're on YouTube, The Morning Edge. And if you want to give us a call, if you want to hear that voice heard, you can do that as well. The phone number is 636-695-2915, 636-695-2915. Genies, and jump in on Facebook. Share the show as always. Let people know what we're doing. We appreciate it when you do that. Good morning to everybody. Cindy says it's spring in St. Louis. It's allergies. You know, right now, if you talk to docs that specialize in this, they'll say this is one of the worst springs for allergies and times that we've ever had. I got hit yesterday when we left the show. Boom. I mean, I was struggling driving home. I didn't know what happened. I mean, I was even questioning myself. Did I finally get COVID? Did I find? But no, I feel great. I just sound. I've had it. Yeah, I'm asymptomatic. I'm sorry, asymptomatic. Until somebody proves that asymptomatic existed, I will never believe that. That was a convenient little thing to oh, you're asymptomatic. You're not sick, but you have it. Oh, okay, I got it. Sorry, I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole.
Well, you could have had it. You could have had it yesterday. So what were your symptoms? I have to ask.
Just stuff in my head. This is what I get a lot, though.
Okay.
It's just it hit worse than it ever hit. So much so that I was sleeping. I didn't work out.
Okay.
I slept during my dinner break.
Yes.
In my car.
Yes.
Yeah. Because my head was just. But then.
Did you get any
went to
swollen
sleep.
lymph nodes at all? Did you get like a swollen puffiness?
No.
No, you didn't?
No. And then I went to bed, took some allergy medicine, and I feel a lot better today.
Okay. Yeah, this is horrible. This is unbelievable. It's not the flu because the flu is officially gone.
Glenn's, yeah, exactly. Oh my God. I'm getting nightmares thinking about all that again. Oh, no, the flu is back.
But did you hear?
We reintroduced the flu.
Oh, did you really?
No. Society, American Society, the docs, the officials reintroduced the flu back in November. We reintroduced it to the world. Flu's coming back stronger than ever. It's coming back.
Fauci.
Look out.
Fauci over the weekend said the pandemic is over. Did you hear that?
We just talked about it.
Well, I wasn't here.
Go figure. You got here at 8:04 today. Almost for and we actually hit a topic
that I know about.
Yeah, now he says the pandemic phase. The pandemic phase is over.
It's over.
Glenn says that myself and Kamala are asymptomatic because she got it, but she's triple vaxxed.
But no, to say this about the asymptomatic, that's what happens to a lot of people once they're immune to a disease. You can have the flu and then pass it on to your family and not have any symptoms whatsoever. That happens all the time. That's how families get sick, and it's one person brings it in to the rest of the family.
It goes through, and then you make your way.
Exactly.
But I never heard of anybody having the flu and not knowing it. That's the key. Jeannie says just the vaccinated are getting COVID now anyway. It's all good. Yeah. It's old-fashioned allergies. I think everyone has PTSD from the sniffles. I agree. I think I agree with Peggy from that standpoint. But anyway, so I may sound a little froggy, but I'm good. We're going to take a break at 8:15 this morning, a little earlier than what we normally do. We did these interviews, these Republican Senate candidate interviews of the top 6 on TV all last week. Right. Finished up with Eric Schmidt Sunday night. Started with Eric Greitens a Monday ago. Well, Eric Greitens, we're going to do that same thing on radio. We'll give these candidates at least about 6 minutes, and there's a lot of issues that are going with all of them. I think they'll be very entertaining radio as well. Yeah. And we start with Eric Greitens this morning.
Love it.
At 8:20, one day after he was in Boone County Court yesterday as part of a custody battle with his ex-wife, Sheena. I think, Eric, and we can ask about the last thing, I know it's always said, any publicity is good publicity, but I don't know, man. Get tired of being in the.
No, that's bad publicity.
Yeah,
now.
It's not like an actor or an entertainer.
Right. No, a rock star. They're like, yes, bring it.
Yeah.
More album sales.
Not former governor and candidate for Senate.
Senate and governor, absolutely not. You got to get past it. You got to break past it.
But he swears he wants phone transcripts released from Sheena, which he believes, and his can't believe shows that there is talk back, and there was a plan in place with Mitch McConnell and Cara Rovin that she was talking back and forth. He believes that, and that's why they went to court. He's like, I got nothing to hide.
Right.
Here it is. Look at my phone records.
God.
Let's check out your phone records.
Are we just in an era of everybody's dirty laundry has to be ripped out into the public square? I hate this.
Eric.
Yes, go ahead.
What's happening with the Greitens? There's nothing weird or uncommon. When you are a public figure,
I understand.
That's what happens.
But like the Johnny Depp stuff, I'm like,
don't get me started on Depp.
I'm not.
Because that is the dumbing down of America
seems like
to its lowest degree.
Doesn't it seem like what happens in your house should stay in your house? And then when you leave, in the morning, you go to work and nobody knows about your private business. Yeah. And then you go home and then you continue on with your private business. I hate it.
But the ratings are high for it.
Cares?
So
I understand.
You say you hate it, but there are more people than you who are saying that they like it by watching it. Which is why.
But that's the problem.
By the way, let's talk about Johnny Depp yesterday. Did you see it?
No, let's don't. Please.
I was just messing with Eric.
No, I don't care. It is kind of amusing. The memes that come out of this are just amazing.
No, they are.
And you're right, Johnny Depp. I don't see. Remember wasn't it Robert Downey Jr. that went through this kind of thing? It was it was for drugs
decades ago.
Yeah, but man, that guy came out a multi-billionaire after all of it.
Well, but it wasn't just because the media did it. He had to face his demons. He did.
He cast himself as that character, as Iron Man.
Well, but that was eventually Eric. He was shunned from Hollywood. He couldn't get a role.
Exactly.
He had to fight his demons first. Get himself to a point where he could actually use his craft and not be a problem on set, and that's what he did.
Yes, but then there came a character that was exactly like his real life personality,
kind of.
And they casted him for it.
Besides that whole cocaine thing,
did Tony Stark?
Come on, I don't even know where you're.
Did Tony Stark not do cocaine?
No.
Do we know that Tony did not?
Your analogy makes absolutely.
It made all the sense in the
No,
world.
it
made all the sense in the world.
Yeah.
It sure did.
Oh yeah, Iron Man
Come on.
Yeah. Oh, that's
He's a
right.
playboy.
That's right.
He's a
I remember that
Okay.
scene from the movie where Iron Man was in a corner on the street, over in a corner, just like sitting there and all disheveled and doing his cocaine.
No,
and then
it wasn't.
He had to pull himself up by his bootstraps, and he walked in.
It was not a one-to-one.
I see Iron Man walking down the street.
Come on, man.
Eric,
No,
I'm
Iron
sorry.
Man.
I think you took something before the show. Today.
Iron Man was in Weird Science. You remember that? He was in the movie Weird Science. No, I'm just saying. Here's what I'm saying. Is it not possible that Johnny Depp,
Anything's possible in your mind.
Johnny Depp doesn't parlay this into his next phase
Absolutely.
of his acting career?
I've already said it.
Or
Even Amber Heard.
no,
She does not
she's
come
done.
Off,
She's
no,
cooked.
She does not come off positive.
cooked.
But she could play any villain in any movie, in my opinion.
I don't see it. But maybe you're right. Maybe you're right.
I'm Johnny Depp. Hire me.
Hey,
man.
Johnny Depp, me and Amber Heard are gonna have a movie together. Give me some whiskey. Wait a minute. He drank rum. Never mind.
Well, there may be.
Anyway, my point is
there
this.
may be movies for Amber Heard. They just may not be.
My point is actually this. Could this be the catalyst for him becoming massive and then other stars try to do this? Get on a witness stand so they can bring their career up a few levels.
Yeah, who knows? Michelle says my allergies are kicking my arse today as well. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Sydney says, good morning, Patriots. Yeah, a lot of allergies, people talking about the systems, immune systems playing catch up and so forth. So
Did you also, today you can talk about, if you have it on your schedule,
whatever
Twitter,
you want to talk about.
You can talk about Twitter and the algorithms being changed
Yeah,
to where
got
all
it.
the followers.
Oh.
Did you hear about that?
I'll talk about
And
what's
AOCs are
happened.
going down
We'll
and
talk about
Obamas are going down.
AOCs,
Woo!
Obamas.
Man.
What's happened to Donald Trump Jr.'s?
Yes.
Oh my God.
What's happened? Oh, no. What's happened
Yes.
to female conservative political
Yes.
Tommy Lauren?
Yes.
Some people may know her. Some people. What happened to hers? It's so weird. I'm sorry.
These guys
I'm a
are trying to
journalist.
fix things.
Where there's
Yeah.
smoke, as I've said, there is.
Oh, it's burning down in San Francisco. The headquarters over there, those servers are on overtime right now to get things back to
You
normal.
bet your ass they are.
Damn. You thought that there's no conspiracy anymore. They were suppressing
I saw
conservatives.
twice, national news networks only giving one opinion. Yeah, well, we're experts in this field, and it's very concerning about what's happening here. But somebody can tell you they want free speech, but then when they have all the control, like what was it with Jack Dorsey? And the best part about all this, and I don't care why Jack Dorsey is saying it, whether he believes it, the fact is he put it out there saying that Elon is the guy to lead Twitter into the next century.
Yes.
Jack Dorsey is, I'm paraphrasing, is putting that out there, that this is the guy that's going to bring free speech. I love it. Because that's what we should have. And anybody that doesn't like Elon buying this, you've got personal issues, you're racist,
right,
or you are such a hardcore liberal that you like silencing everybody else, or you're for communism, and that's fine. If that's what you're for, that's what you're for. But let's call you what you are.
I think it's
There is nothing wrong with this. Is because we already see there is no way to prove that people were not being silenced. We saw what happened to Trump. We saw what happened to Vicky Hartzler, and each and every one of the people out there know what happens. Now, that still happens to you on Facebook, but it won't happen to you on Twitter. By the way, the deal, since you brought up the situation, is supposed to become final within the next 6 months. It will happen in the calendar year 2022, but it's not happening yet. However, before Elon's team gets in there and starts checking out everything behind the scenes, it is interesting, which we'll get to after we talk with Eric Greitens at 8:20, how people's followers are going up. Matt Gaetz, 20,000 more.
Yep.
How you don't just go in a day or two without making national news to having everybody drop like Obama.
I heard
and AOC.
Well, the most fascinating book that will come out in this decade will be Dorsey's book. It will be, because he'll be able to write about. I've heard from the grapevine that he's not as liberal as you think he is, that he does have a conservative bent to him, and that he does look at this as he's very happy that this is happening, that he was always pressured by the liberals.
Well, we got to take a break, and we got to get out of here. When we come back in just a couple of minutes, Senate candidate Eric Greitens will join us. We're going to do this with the top 6 Senate candidates, as we have told you about. Eric will join us now. Obviously, he was in the news yesterday because of an ongoing custody case that he has right now. It's not easy when you deal with that. Don't go anywhere. Share the show. If you do have some questions, let us know on Facebook. We'll try to ask and go from there. All right? You're listening to The Edge, the fastest 2 hours of morning talk radio. Eric Johnson's here, Chris Knight. Angela's got to be there early today. The Cardinals have a day game right before they get swept by the Mets today. Sorry, people are going to get angry at me for saying that. They lost their mojo Friday night. And they're being exposed. We'll have our sports segment later, too. But they're being exposed in several ways, which is frustrating to me. Anyway, and I'm Vic Faust of Fox 2. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more from the former governor, Eric Greitens.
Edge morning traffic.
Grab the sunglasses this morning. A little bit of sunshine slowing. I-70 eastbound through the St. Peters area. Southbound Highway 61 volume is heavy from Winsville Parkway to Pittman Avenue. Highway 79 is in good shape from Old Monroe down through O'Fallon. And 6440 eastbound slow through the Chesterfield area until you get east of Olive. 55 northbound slows through the work zone from River to Pear to Potomac. And 270 northbound tap and go from I-55 to Tesson Ferry, and again from I-44 to Big Bend. I'm Fox 2's Molly Rose. That's your Edge morning traffic.
The new abnormal.
This place is a nut house.
The Edge Morning Show.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
People's Bank and Trust is helping you get a grip on your finances with our new mobile banking service. You can now manage your accounts, check balances, transfer funds, and pay bills all from the palm of your hand. Visit us online at www.pbtc.net for more information and to start using mobile banking. People's Bank and Trust, hometown banking the way it should be. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Kelley Blue Book is the one-stop shop for pricing, fixing, selling, and instant cash offering. Instant Cash Offer is exactly what it sounds like. An official offer to buy or trade your car. Woo-hoo! Just enter your VIN or license plate, answer a few questions about your car's history, and what kind of condition it's in. In minutes, you'll receive an offer to sell or trade your car that you can be sure is fair. Then choose a dealer to purchase your car and schedule a time to meet. For all of the its, KBB.com.
Weber Chevrolet has been in business since 1902. No other car dealer in St. Louis of any brand can say that. Nobody sells more Chevrolet, period. Weber Chevrolet is one dealer with 3 roofs. In Missouri at Olive and 270, and in Illinois Metro East, Columbia, and Granite City. All easy to get to, just follow the 270 loop. Also, all online accessible at WeberChevrolet.com. Right now, Weber Chevrolet is open but very thorough in their cleaning, disinfecting, and social distancing rules. And don't forget, Weber Chevrolet service departments are award-winning and second to none. In fact, other dealers send their problems to Weber Chevy to fix. Now during this crisis, Weber Chevrolet has teamed up with Detroit to come up with awesome deals to help people save money and manage their budget. Discounts, incentives, and the ability to not make your payment for up to 4 months. Weber Chevrolet since 1902, WeberChevrolet.com.
If you owe the IRS back taxes, then get ready to pay up. The IRS has giant private collection agencies actively tracking down folks who owe the IRS. So if you think dodging them was stressful in the past, it's going to get a whole lot tougher. Optima Tax Relief has this advice. Don't wait. Solve your tax problems now before it's too late. Optima Tax Relief works to stop the demand letters, stop the aggressive collection actions, and stop the IRS collectors from targeting you. Ask Optima about the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands, and nobody knows this program better than they do. Optima is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, and they get results, having resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Get a fresh start. Call today for your free consultation.
Call 800-624-7544. 800-624-7544. 800-624-7544.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hey, Brian Dawson here. Folks, Brian Dawson Roofing and Construction is a roofing company dedicated to excellence and quality. We are very familiar with working with insurance as well as uninsured roofing needs. We do room additions, small roofs, big roofs, steep roofs, flat roofs, residential and commercial. So hey, if you have any roofing or construction needs, call me, Brian Dawson.
Learn more by visiting BrianDawsonRoofing.com or call 636-465-9465. That's 465-9465.
Susan, it's so great to finally be able to get together again.
Oh, it sure is. And I really appreciate you picking up the bill.
I'm happy to. I've got the extra cash. Since we've all been driving so much more again, I've been using Get Upside, the free gas app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Get Upside app?
Yes, up to 25 cents a gallon. Cash back every time I buy gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
Some months I make $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Get Upside app now.
Download the free Get Upside app now in the App Store or Google Play to save up to 25 cents a gallon when you buy gas. Use promo code FALL for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 50 cents a gallon on your next fill-up. You can cash out anytime to PayPal or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Get Upside app and use promo code FALL for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FALL.
Now, back to the Edge Morning Show.
Hey guys, welcome back to The Edge, the fastest 2 hours of morning talk radio. You know what we do here. We separate fact from fiction, entertain you, and try to have a good time along the way. Eric Johnson's here, Chris Knight. Angela Sharp is not with us today. It's one of the 2 remaining weekday day games for the St. Louis Cardinals, if you didn't know. She works for the Cardinals pregame up there in, is it right field in the nosebleeds?
I think it's official nosebleed
section. Angela's out there today. She'll be back tomorrow. I'm Vic Faust from Fox 2. Before we bring in former Missouri Governor Eric Greitens and Republican candidate for Missouri Senate. Yesterday, Eric was in the news again. We saw he and his former wife on television. The former governor wants to, he's subpoenaed phone records to back what he had claimed regarding the situation with possible interference with Karl Rove and Mitch McConnell when his ex-wife was accusing him of abuse. Eric, good morning. Thanks for taking some time to join us. That was one of the stories we had yesterday. It seems like we're always seeing you in the news, whether you want that to happen or not. We invited you on in regards to talking about the run for the Republican Senate seat that's open in the state of Missouri. However, that came up yesterday. Anything that you wanted to talk about with that? Because you've been on before alleging what had happened there. And by the way, we say good morning to you. Hope you're doing all right.
Hey, good morning, guys. Yeah, I'm doing great. Look, I got a workout. I got coffee. Now I got Vic Faust in the morning. So everything's strong here, man. Things are going very, very well. Yeah, look, it's been a great week for us. I mean, first of all, look, everybody in your audience has seen the way that we are continually viciously attacked. They saw what happened from George Soros, and then they saw the corrupt FBI agent plead guilty. They saw Tim Gardner admit to wrongdoing. Then they saw this latest series of false allegations concocted in Washington, D.C. while I'm on spring break with my boys for 8 days. And the great news for us is that already the truth has come out. Everybody has seen that these are lies. We've got, all of the testimony and the records from the therapist and the mediator says that these are lies. From the dentist and the doctor said these are lies. Their own emails and photographs said that these are lies. We've got over 50 photos and 20 videos from the time, all of which says that these are lies. And so what's now happening is that now that Karl Rove has admitted to working with and talking with Sheena about these allegations and about the press timing of them, we've subpoenaed the phone records of Karl Rove and a Mitch McConnell-linked staffer who did this in Washington, D.C., so that we can get to the bottom of these rhinos who are attacking me. And look, everybody in Missouri has seen that we are constantly attacked, And, Donald Trump Jr. was in town earlier this week, and one of the things he was in to support me in the race, and one of the things that he said is that, look, they attack Eric Greitens because he's fighting for you. That there's a reason why they only come after guys who are fighting for you, and that's what Eric Greitens is. He's a fighter.
So this is old school politics. This is a group of people that don't want to go issue to issue with you, but they're just going to start. Right. They're going to mire you down in as much stuff as possible so that their guy can come through. My question is this: who is their guy? Who is Mitch McConnell and who is Karl Rove and these guys? Who are they trying to shill for? What's in your opinion?
You mean for the Senate?
For the Senate seat, yes.
Yeah, their answer is anybody but Greitens.
Wow.
Okay, I was the first guy in the country to say Mitch McConnell needs to go.
Mm-hmm.
We're sick of these rhinos stabbing the American people in the back. I was the first guy in the country to say that. All of my opponents were supporting Mitch McConnell. I'm the only guy who's been on the front lines of the election integrity fight from way back in November of 2020, every single day, been down to the front lines of Maricopa County, and called the rhinos out for stabbing the people of Missouri and the people of America in the back by supporting Joe Biden's Green New Deal, by not standing up for a secure border, by allowing all of these military disasters in Afghanistan to occur, and they're not doing their job. When I'm in the U.S. Senate, we're going to investigate election integrity. We're going to investigate the Clinton campaign starting of the whole Trump-Russia collusion hoax. We're going to get to the bottom of January 6th. We're going to get to the bottom of them spying on the Trump campaign. These are all things that true conservative patriots should be doing in the United States Senate. And that's why, we had Donald Trump Jr. in with us, putting some rounds downrange, because we want to make it clear. He turned around and he said to the camera, hey, this is what sparks fear in liberals and leftists everywhere. And it's what makes leftists, the mainstream media, terrified, as well as the rhinos, is when you have true America First fighters. Mm-hmm. You're exactly right. They can't go toe-to-toe with us on policy. So what do? They attack Donald Trump Jr. They attack President Trump. They attack Matt Gaetz, Marjorie Taylor Greene. They attack Eric Greitens. They attack Madison Cawthorn. They attack us because we represent the true threat. The rhinos are no threat at all to the liberals and the leftists. And that's why we're going to win this race.
And we're talking with former Missouri Governor Eric Greitens, who is running for the seat that's going to be vacated by current Senator Roy Blunt. For those who don't know, the other Senate seat is Josh Hawley. Eric, I guess this is a good question from the Facebook line to kind of show why you should get this seat and people should vote for you, but also going from before in your political stint. Abe from the Facebook line says, can you tell me what you've done for our state besides defend yourself in lawsuits?
Yeah, for sure. Well, first of all, I was the only guy in the history of Missouri who had the backs of our police officers. Everybody who's listening now will remember that Ferguson, Missouri, when Jay Nixon was governor, was the home, it was the genesis of the anti-police movement. When I was serving as governor, what did we do? From day one, we had the backs of all of our police officers. And when Black Lives Matter and Antifa came to Missouri, what did we do? We defeated them. We sent them packing after 3 days, and they'd broken a few windows and overturned some potted plants because I was very clear that throwing a brick through a window is not free speech. And while previously the governor had said he wanted to give people a safe space to loot and to burn, I said, when I'm governor, if you loot and you burn, the only safe space you're going to have is in a jail cell. So we took them on, and what happened? Soros came after us. When I was governor, my very first day, we ended all gifts from lobbyists. We slammed shut the revolving door between lobbyists and the executive branch. We also killed a politician's pay raise. We cut taxes for veterans. We supported kids in foster care. We attacked every single problem that was stealing from the people of Missouri by, for example, ending the corrupt low-income housing tax credit program. We've done all of that, and you've seen now what happens when you have rhinos. You've got the largest tax increase in Missouri history supported by rhinos, including some of my opponents. So what the fact is, we have an extraordinarily clear and proud record of standing up and fighting for the people of Missouri on every front. We're going to continue to do that, and that's why we're dominating this race, and it's why we got folks like Kimberly Guilfoyle and Donald Trump Jr. in town with us.
That's exactly right. Let's shift to immigration for a second, because I see that.
And it is a topic, sorry, Eric.
Oh, God, yeah.
And it is a topic that is important if you are a Missouri senator representing Congress, because what's going on, those votes happen in D.C.
I think it's one of the most vital issues right now that's going to be happening when the midterms happen, because Joe Biden is pretty much he's an open borders guy. And my question to you, and I've always had this question, it looks like the House is going to be taken over by the GOP. We're praying that the Senate is taken over by the GOP. What can we do as Congress to help mute the effect of thousands and thousands of illegal aliens coming over this border? Is there even anything that we can do from Congress's side?
Yes, let me tell you what we can do and the true nature of the problem that we're facing. Here's what we do. We insist in the budget, which Congress has the power of the purse strings, we insist in the budget that we build a border wall. And if a border wall is not in the budget, we are not passing a budget. It's extraordinarily clear, it's extraordinarily simple, and it's one of the things that rhinos in D.C. have failed to do. Keep in mind, when President Trump was president, rhinos there refused to fund his border wall, but then they turn around and they fund Joe Biden's Green New Deal. So that's a very simple, extraordinarily clear thing that we can do. We have to have a border wall. And one of the reasons why we have to have it is that the mainstream media continues to lie about the true crisis at the border. I'm the only candidate, you guys know I'm a Navy SEAL, I believe in frontline leadership. You got to go down and see things with your own eyes. I went down to the border, not just to Texas and Arizona where I went and talked with law enforcement. I went to the Mexican side of the border to expose what was really happening there. And I encourage anybody who wants to see, we put a number of videos out on social media. It is a far, far worse tragedy than the mainstream media is reporting. When you walk down to the border, there's trash everywhere. There's water bottles, food debris. There are also hundreds of IDs. IDs from all over the world, because under Joe Biden's border policy, people throw their IDs down, they walk across the border, they walk straight up to the Customs and Border Patrol, who essentially act as Uber for illegal immigrants. They're taken to a Customs and Border Patrol office, and then at that office, they're asked if they have an ID. They say no. Then they're asked their name. Customs and Border Patrol writes their name on a piece of paper, hands them that piece of paper, tells them to show up in an American court in 90 days, and lets them walk freely into the United States, or actually flies them to a location around the country. The IDs that I picked up were from all over the world, from Ghana, from Senegal, from Haiti, from Cuba, from Argentina, including from Egypt, from the United Arab Emirates. Everyone knows now, if you want into the United States of America, all you have to do is get to Mexico. It is the largest human trafficking operation in the world right now, is on our southern border. And it is also, I can tell you, as a guy who fought against al-Qaeda, fought against ISIS, fought against the Taliban, Abu Sayyaf, Jamaat Islamiyah, we face a very determined enemy, and it is a massive national security threat because we have a completely open southern border.
Eric, what separates you from the other candidates in this race? And when you look at polling, it seemed like it was coming down to three people: yourself, Missouri Attorney General Eric Schmidt, and then Congresswoman Vicky Hartzer from the Kansas City side. So at some point, we'll talk to them. What separates you? Why you? Why should you get the votes in Missouri and not them?
Well, look, I think it's super simple. Everybody knows I'm the fighter in this race. I'm the America First candidate in this race. It's why we've got Donald Trump Jr. and Kimberly Guilfoyle in with us. It's also why we've got Veterans for Trump, Women for Trump, Black Voices for Trump, Hispanics for Trump, Jewish Americans for Trump, Fighters for Trump, who've all endorsed this campaign. And I'm the only candidate in the country, or the first candidate in the country and the only candidate in this race to say that we need new leadership. We need new America First leadership in the U.S. Senate. All of my opponents have said that they're going to support Mitch McConnell, that they're going to support business as usual, that they're going to support politics as usual. And on every single question, you go down the line on election integrity. I've been fighting for it since November of 2020 on the border, the only guy to go to the Mexican side of the border. On all of these issues, what the people of Missouri know is that I'm their fighter. And it's also what Donald Trump Jr. said when he was in town is he said, you know the people who are really fighting because they get constantly attacked by rhinos in the mainstream media. If you are a rhino, the media leaves you alone. If you're a rhino, Donald Trump Jr. said, you can have a nice existence in Washington, D.C. You go up there, you hang out with all of the lobbyists. They attack guys like Donald Trump Jr. They attack guys like me because we're fighting for the people of Missouri. So that's it in a nutshell. With everybody else, everybody knows in their heart nothing's going to change. You're going to get politics as usual. With me, you're going to get a true America First warrior in the U.S. Senate who's going to fight for the people of Missouri every day.
You know, that's right. Inflation, it will be epic by the time you get to the Senate. Again, this is of the administration's making, in my opinion. How do you see inflation, and what are some of the remedies that bring prices down? Do you have the chance to forecast what's happening right now with inflation? Have you had a chance to see how oil prices are rising and how our backed up line of goods coming into the country are affecting us? Where are we at, and what do we do about inflation, especially in our own backyard?
It is a massive problem. Everybody sees it. I see it when I fill up my truck. Everybody sees it at the gas pump. Everybody sees it at the grocery store. Everybody sees it when they go out to buy anything. And what inflation is also, it is a terrible crime against working people. That's who it really hurts. It hurts all of us. It hurts working people across the country. And this is a problem that is directly the responsibility of Joe Biden and the rhinos who have enabled him. The core that started the whole inflation problem had to do with energy. Now, keep in mind, President Trump had a historic achievement. He made the United States of America the #1 energy producer in the world. And if you told me when I was in Iraq in 06, 07, that America was going to become the #1 energy producer in the world, it would have seemed like a dream. But President Trump got that done. We were energy independent. Joe Biden comes in on the very first day in office, and he kills the Keystone XL pipeline. He goes out then and he's starting to beg OPEC to increase oil production. Joe Biden's assault on energy was the very beginning of the inflation crisis because energy goes into everything. Everything that you buy at the grocery store, everything that you buy at the hardware store, it had to be shipped somewhere. So it's both the price that you pay at the gas pump, but it's also the price of energy is baked into the price of every single thing that we buy. So this was all started by Joe Biden. It's a big challenge now. The left has created a tremendous mess, but the answer to it is actually quite direct, and that is to return to President Trump's America First policies of making America the #1 energy producer in the world.
Amen. Just off topic, what do you think about Elon Musk and this Twitter thing, and that the fact is that voices that might have been suppressed in the last election and up until now, they're not going to be suppressed anymore. The conversation about rhinos versus patriots versus, the conservative voice is going to get out there. This is going to be a very interesting period running up to this election. Are you going to use social media to kind of get your message out there, break past all the garbage that's in the news, and really focus on the issues that matter right now? And do you see this whole Elon Musk as an important thing to your campaign?
100%. Look, we've always been extraordinarily strong when we directly connect with the people of Missouri. And our best ways to do that, frankly, it's to come on radio, and it's also to have folks who are part of our social media. And I encourage everybody, if you want to see the Donald Trump Jr. shooting videos, if you want to see the videos that we just released from my time on the Mexican side of the border, you can go out to our social media. It's all at Eric Greitens. It's extraordinarily important because keep in mind, part of the way they stole this election was by their suppression of all of these stories about, for example, Hunter Biden's laptop and Joe Biden's corruption. And they think that we've forgotten about that. We haven't forgotten about that. And, of course, the Hunter Biden laptop story was true, which they now acknowledge. The Founding Fathers were exactly right when they said the people of the United States of America needed to have freedom of speech. What we've seen from the left is a tyrannical assault on freedom of speech. They try to silence President Trump. They support Joe Biden. They kill negative stories. To this day, they continue to assault me and other America First patriots. We need to have freedom of speech restored across every platform in the United States of America. And absolutely, when we do that, the truth will come out. It will break through the wave of leftist lies.
It's interesting, Chris. I know you want to ask a question because, Eric, speaking with former Missouri Governor Eric Greitens, you had a scandal. You had to deal with it face to face, which is what I thought was interesting because the whole Hunter Biden situation came up.
Right.
Is that what you were trying to ask about, Chris?
Yeah. Eric, what would you do? Let's say you become the Missouri senator. What would you do with this, with the whole Hunter Biden laptop situation and emails? What would you do as a senator?
Well, one of the things that we need to do is we need to have real investigations. We need to have investigations of the Hunter Biden laptop. And the rhinos aren't doing that. We need to have investigations of election integrity. We need to have investigations of the Hillary Clinton campaign, who started the entire Trump-Russia collusion hoax. We need to have investigations of Hillary Clinton and others spying on candidate Trump and then later spying on President Trump. We need to have investigations around COVID tyranny and Dr. Fauci's involvement and all of their lies about the coronavirus coming from bat soup. We need to have real, strong, patriotic leaders who are willing every single day to go after the truth. And that's what I'm going to do when I'm in the U.S. Senate.
I'm telling you right now that is one of the bigger issues because that I agree with Eric right now. If you get into that Senate seat, opening up these investigations, we'll start to see a lot of what's going on under the hood with the Republicans and the Democrats. And I think that's important. I think there's no transparency in the Senate or the House right now.
Don't we need to have control of the Senate, Eric, for those investigations
yes, of course we
to
do.
happen?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
We're on the margins right now. We have to win the Senate, period. Discussion over. But if we have the House and the Senate and 2 years of complete opaque, non-transparent government with the AOCs and the Twitters, it's time that we find out what's been going on under the hood. So I think this Hunter Biden story is actually more important than we're all giving it credit. This is an opportunity to go find out what was happening at a certain point in time with Hillary Clinton and Biden also. I think that was a great question.
Yes. Eric, let me ask you one more question. Do you have any faith or confidence in the DOJ right now?
It's been severely diminished. Severely diminished. And that is a great tragedy for every American. That right now people look, and unfortunately, because of what Soros-funded prosecutors have done around the country, unfortunately, because of corruption in the FBI, people, their trust in the rule of law has fallen across the country. And that is an extraordinarily serious issue. The Founding Fathers recognized that one of the great gifts that they gave us was the idea that people were equal before the law under the U.S. Constitution. We've always been an imperfect country, but that has always been our aspiration. Today, we have a situation where people are attacked under the law because of their political affiliation. That is absolutely wrong. And frankly, it's one of the things that led to the fall of the Roman Republic. Julius Caesar was given a choice. He could come home and face a corrupt prosecution, or he could bring his armies across the Rubicon. And he brought his armies across the Rubicon. We have got to maintain confidence in the rule of law, and we have to get back to an equal administration of the law, regardless of politics.
Hey, Eric, before we let you go, anything else you want to say as to why people should vote for you?
Yeah, hey, look, we'd love everybody who's listening out there, if they want to be part of this movement to take our country back, then come out and join us. I think there's two choices before us. It's surrender to leftist tyranny, or it's a true revival of our republic. I think that we can revive it, and we've got thousands of supporters who are out there. So come on out to ericgreitens.com, sign up with us, and we'd be honored to have you as part of this fight. We're going to win this Senate seat, and we're going to take our country back.
All right, Eric Greitens, former Missouri governor. Eric, thank you so much for the time. We appreciate it, and we'll stay in touch.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
All right, former Governor Greitens giving us his take on why he should be voted on, and we'll continue to do this with the other candidates that we interviewed as well for television on Fox 2, more of an extended version where you have more time to listen to what they have to say. Some people love what Eric says. Some people don't. Some people can't get past what happened in the past. You read the comments. People are, Glenn, thank you for saying it was a great interview. Some people say he's a liar. Some people think he's what we need in Washington because he is a fighter.
Yeah, I mean, it comes down to, I think he's right. There's people that just don't subscribe to the Mitch McConnells of the world, that it's time to blast past these what are quote unquote rhinos. And you know what? Time will tell. The problem with Eric always is that he has two fights to fight at the same time. He has the Senate fight. He has to talk about inflation. He has to talk about, what's going on in St. Louis as far as crime. He has to talk about the duties of a senator. And at the same time, he has to fight this fight over here with people like John Parker's who are saying he's tying up girlfriends in the basement. And it's time that, it's almost like you have to blast past that second one somehow. I have no idea how you do it. But you know what? Greitens says the right things. He seems like a true conservative. He's aligning himself with the right people. And, we're in the last lap of the midterms right now. And it's time to stop drafting behind other people, and it's time to start sprinting. And that's what these guys are going to start doing real fast. I wanted to ask him.
You always say this. We
only got a certain amount of time.
Yeah,
I could go on for 2 hours. What
we
are you
talked
talking
to
about?
him for 25 minutes.
I think we need to take these little.
Oh my God, 25 minutes is an eternity, Eric.
We got to take this road and
what did you want to ask?
Dog and Pony show and just have a beer with him somewhere.
Oh
but here's the deal: I wanted to ask, what do you think of Eric Schmidt and the job he's done down at the border? I would love to see some camaraderie between all of these people.
Then why didn't you ask him about camaraderie?
Because there's all kinds of questions to ask. But, it would be nice to see all the Republicans say, you know what? What Schmidt did by blocking, he was the guy in the United States of America blocking the Title 42.
Well, he's one of three.
Well, fantastic.
Yeah,
he's constantly.
Louisiana, Texas, Missouri. Yeah, he was gaining national headlines last night. Eric Schmidt was regarding Title 42.
Yeah.
So we're waiting to find out what a judge is going to do from that standpoint, or what's going to happen in regards to.
Well, he slowed it down.
What does that picture look like?
Picture of what?
With Schmidt doing what he did by putting, a temporary restraining
order?
order?
Yeah, they got a temporary restraining order, meaning that President Biden right now can't stop Title 42, which was implemented by President Trump to stop, I repeat, stop illegal immigrants from waiting in America while they had their asylum hearings. It kept them in Mexico.
Yeah. And it's like questions like that. It would be nice. And again, it's politics. But it'd be great to hear a Greitens say, hey, what Schmidt did is fantastic. It's awesome. But it's politics. You can't do that. And I didn't have the chance to ask him that. But Eric Schmidt, to me, is the guy that, and I was looking down at the Facebook line, people going, what have you done? Eric Schmidt's the guy you go, what have you done? And he can just a laundry list of stuff.
From a state standpoint.
Right.
And
I'm going to parlay that accomplishment into the United States Senate. He's the guy that seems to have if you got elected by resumes, that guy.
Well, but keep in mind, and we're going to have all these candidates on, we're fair, but keep in mind, Vicky Hartzler has a long track record as well of being in Washington. And when people hear from her in long form, that may be something they like as well. I'm just telling you, it's.
Well, Vicky Hartzler, to be honest with you, and I'm a guy that follows politics. the door opens and there's Vicky Hartz. I'm like, who the hell's this?
Exactly. Because you're from St. Louis.
Right.
And that's the issue.
Yeah.
How do you think let me ask you, how do you think Vicky Hartzler is polling equal or ahead of Greitens and Schmidt right now? How do you think that happens?
Where?
In the entire state, Eric.
Really?
How come you don't listen?
I would love to see that
We've
poll.
talked about this over and over again. How do you think that's happening? I'm going to explain it to you in a second.
Okay.
It's happening because of this. Because nobody in St. Louis knows about her yet.
Okay.
But the rest of the state, that's where she's doing very well. Ag.
Okay.
She's the only farmer in Congress. And guess what the number one industry in the state of Missouri is?
Agriculture.
It's
Sure.
agriculture.
Gotcha.
Get out of St. Louis and go to the rest of the state, even Kansas City. It's ag.
Right.
And so they feel, Greitens supporters are like, no, Greitens is going to win. Schmidt supporters say Schmidt's going to win. Hartzler supporters, including some at top level, say just wait till she starts campaigning in St. Louis. She's got the most to gain because everybody already knows Schmidt. Everybody already knows Greitens.
Right.
They don't know about the only female. They don't know about the only farmer in Congress, and that's Vicky Hartzler from Kansas City.
And that's why politics
So we'll
to
see
me,
where this all. That's why we're trying to have interesting conversation right
it's
now.
why politics to me is the most interesting thing you can talk about. I used to think it was sports. It's not. Sports is boring compared to politics because you have no clue how this is going to wind up when you're in September. This is it's like trying to cover the playoffs between the Yankees and let's say the Red Sox. It's fascinating. I look at Greitens as the celebrity in this. He's the guy with the name recognition.
Yeah.
He's the ex-governor. He's the guy that's affiliated with Trump. And
Are you calling him the Johnny Depp?
No, I'm not calling him. I'm not labeling him anything else.
Since you were
Trust
all
me.
into this Johnny Depp thing.
No, he's the rock star. Schmidt is the cat that knows how to. He's kind of like the guy that helped Bill Gates build Microsoft. He knows how to do the things. You know what I mean? He knows how to build the software.
Vicky Hartzler?
Vicky Hartzler.
The analogies.
Vicky Hartzler is.
Yes.
Here we go.
I look at her as an up and coming indie band that everyone's talking about. That she hasn't sold 1 million albums yet.
But she has.
But if she comes to the pageant, you want to go see it.
She sold 1 million albums that nobody knows about.
Right. Yes.
Like the bands I like.
Yes. So she's like she's like number 4 with a bullet.
Well, what about Don't Be Silly, Vote for Billy, Don't Go Wrong, Vote
Don't
for
know
Long.
him.
Billy Long.
Don't
from
know
Southwest
him.
Missouri.
Anyway, it's going to be
Who the hell
fascinating.
is Billy Long?
Well, you're going to be introduced to Billy as well. And Mark McCloskey as well. And Dave Schatz from Sullivan, Missouri, who's actually the president. There's some damn good candidates. He's the president of the Missouri Senate. Oh, man. Fastest 2 hours of morning talk radio for a reason. That's what we do. We keep it going. When we come back, we'll talk about certain people's Twitter accounts going up, others going down, which is very, very interesting.
That's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
We'll talk about crime coming from St. Louis City out to Baldwin again. Somebody's actually went into somebody's house to steal their car.
What?
In the Queenie Park area. Oh, yes.
We need to build a wall.
In your own backyard.
That's not funny.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. We got COVID's dead, or at least the pandemic is, according to Fauci. We'll get into that. Another very interesting story. We'll tell you what a suburban high school district did in Kansas City regarding LGBTQ students and the support of that. It's against support. You're going to hear what happened with that. It's fascinating stories. The next hour coming up. Don't go anywhere. It's The Edge. Eric Johnson, Chris Knight. I'm Vic Faust from Fox 2. Angela's getting ready to work a day game for the Cardinals. She'll be back tomorrow. Jump on Facebook, 100.7 The Viper. Share the show or stream us at ViperRocks.com. Back with more right after this.
Edge Morning Traffic.
A crash 70 eastbound past Highway K, and watch for a stalled vehicle 364 eastbound past Mid-River Small Drive. Emergency vehicles 6440 eastbound past McKnight, and then a slow go 64 eastbound from the Frontenac area over to the Inner Belt. 270 eastbound slow moving through the Hazelwood area. I'm Fox 2's Molly Rose. That's your Edge Morning Traffic.
Grab your coffee. The Morning Edge will be right back on 100.7 The Viper.
This is a metaphor for your business's journey. Sometimes it feels like you're going 100 miles an hour, barely keeping up. But to cruise through challenges, you need someone who's right there with you. That's what Dell Technologies advisors do. They have the Windows PCs and tech advice you need to get past whatever's in front of you and get where you want to go. Call an advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL. A start to a simpler experience with Windows 11 Pro.
Hi, this is Conrad Bellman at Bellman's Carnection in St. Peters. Right now, we're buying any pre-owned vehicles. At Bellman Carnection, we will take anything on trade: farm, house, truck, cars, and SUVs. Bring into a Bellman pre-owned car, truck, SUV, or van today. The inventory is always fresh, so hurry in before someone else buys the one you want. Bellman's Carnection in St. Peters at Highway 70 and 370, where you will never pay the max. Online at carnection.com.
Cutting the price of your wireless bill feels good. Really good. So good, you gotta try it. With Straight Talk, you can get our Silver Unlimited plan for just $45 a month. Now with unlimited high-speed data, plus 5 gigabytes hotspot data, and no contract, with nationwide 5G on America's best networks. Why pay a whole lot for your data when you can get unlimited for a whole lot less? Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
If you want the best, don't settle for the rest. Come to F&S. F&S Collision Repair provides the best customer service, quality of work, paint color match, and paintless dent repair. They do it all. No job too big or too small. Just what your car or truck ordered. F&S Collision. Call today to schedule your appointment and get that car repaired. F&S Collision Repair.
You work from home, and now home can be anywhere you want with an RV from Bill Thomas Camper Sales. RV travel is the ultimate social distancing for your family, and you know what you have with you and where it's been. For 55 years locally, family-owned, Bill Thomas Camper Sales has had the highest quality for every budget, and they have guidelines in place for your safe shopping experience. Travel in comfort and safety with a visit to Bill Thomas Camper Sales in Wentzville. For details, hours, and directions, go to btcamper.com.
Now another hour of the Edge Morning Show on KFNS Troy St. Charles and KYRO AM FM Troy. The Edge Morning Show.
Hi, it's Julie again with Ben's Moving and Storage in Wentzville, Missouri, located at the intersection of Wilmer Road and Interstate Drive. We offer on-site security and 24/7 access. We are proud to have served as your one-stop shop for all your moving and storage needs since 1984. Right now, we are offering $25 off moving or a free month storage for new customers. For more information, visit us at bensmovingandStorage.com, and don't forget to follow us on Facebook for future storage sales. Ben's Moving and Storage in Wentzville.
Grab your coffee. The Morning Edge will be right back on 100.7 The Viper.
Look, staying healthy isn't easy. Watching your diet, hitting the gym, avoiding stress. But a good night's rest helps boost your overall health and wellness. And it couldn't be easier. The new Sleep Number 360 Smart Bed is the only bed that effortlessly adjusts and responds to both of you. The result? You wake up ready for anything. Proven quality sleep is life-changing sleep. Don't miss our weekend special. The new Queen Sleep Number 360 C2 Smart Bed is only $8.99, plus special financing. Ends Monday. Special financing subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
The Edge Morning Show.
Local headlines now with Fox 2's Vic Faust.
Hey guys, 9:01 is our time. We'll come back to our morning headlines. April 27th is the day. St. Louis 12th Ward Alderman Bill Stevens is complaining because he says he wants a homeless camp in South St. Louis done away with. Lewis Reed, the president of the Board of Aldermen, told us last week that current Mayor Tashar Jones wants a tent city, which he and most of the aldermen are against. Is this the start of it? The property's on River de Pere, and it's where most of the tents are pitched right now, some being set up on the Metropolitan Sewer District-owned land. We'll continue to follow that case and what's going on. We just spoke with former Missouri Governor Eric Greitens. He says he wants access to his ex-wife's phone records, and he has subpoenaed them, both Verizon and AT&T. He wants to prove that the abuse allegations of his ex-wife, Sheena, and the kids were leaked to the press. Another one will continue to follow that. Maybe
Still trying to figure that out.
A homeowner in West St. Louis County alleged that criminals went through an open garage door and stole her car early Tuesday morning. It was about 1:30 a.m. near Queenie Park area. A resident caught what believed to be the thieves speeding off in his neighbor's car. The woman wasn't home to go on camera, but said on the popular app Nextdoor that her car was stolen from her garage before 5 a.m. We'll continue to follow that story as well to see if indeed anything happens. Dr. Fauci says the United States is certainly out of the pandemic phase of COVID. We'll see what your thoughts are on that when it comes to that situation. And in sports last night, the Cardinals, uneventful. I'm worried, guys, because I think they showed us against good teams who they are. They split with Milwaukee. They're getting pounded by the Mets. They can't hit. I'm a little concerned. You'll have to bring me up on that. They lost. And the Blues, 16-game record streak of getting points in games came to an end last night. They were throttled by Colorado. They made a last-ditch effort at the end of the game, but, man, Colorado is the best team in the league for a reason, and especially when they play at home. That's a look at your morning news and sports headlines. Birthdays are next.
Whoa, Greg's up.
He's never up this early.
Hey, guys. Okay, so this is called the Bell Breakfast Box from Taco Bell.
Oh, thanks. I can read. And that's a coffee. Helps you open your eyes.
And that's a breakfast burrito. You can start from either end.
You guys always this condescending in the morning?
Pretty much.
Wake up with the new $5 Bell Breakfast Box, filled with a grande toasted breakfast burrito, hash brown, 2 Cinnabon Delights, and a coffee. At limited participating Taco Bell locations near you during breakfast hours only. Contact local store for prices, hours, and participation, which vary. Tax extra. Drinks excludes freezes.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. It's your birthday.
It's your birthday. That's right. I serve you cake. I'm Peggy. Pull your leggy. Happy birthday.
It's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. Go.
You like that, Peggy? Pull your leggy. You like that, don't you, Eric?
It's the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
Birthdays today. Have you ever heard of singer Lizzo?
No.
No.
Of course you haven't. It's because she's only 34. She won 3 awards at the 2020 Grammys. She turns 34 today. Jenna Coleman, actress Jenna Coleman, she's 36. She plays Clara Oswald on Doctor Who. You probably don't know who that is either, do you?
No.
Do you know the lead singer and guitarist from Fall Out Boy? That's a band I like. His name is Patrick Stump.
Oh.
He's 38 today.
Okay.
He also sings the chorus on Gym Class Hero song. Cupid's Chokehold. You don't know any of that? Okay. Have you heard of Brothers Oswald?
No.
Oh, my God.
Where the hell are you getting these birthdays?
John Osborne is 40. These are your birthdays. It's because they're under 40. Have you heard of the lead singer of Days of the New? It's just the music that you guys listen to is why you
I
don't know.
listen to Days of the New.
Travis Meeks, he's 43 today. Sally Hawkins, Oscar nominee from The Shape of Water. You don't know? Okay, you're looking at me like, huh? She's 46. Now we get into your guys.
Here we go. All right. Feeling good now.
Into the 60s and above, which is Eric.
Not 60s, but go ahead.
Yeah, we're into the 60s now.
Go ahead.
That's your time. Sheena Easton.
You know that's right.
Of course. She's 63.
You know that's right.
Sheena E.
If you remember, she sang that song, You Got the Look. She also sang it with him on You Got the Look with
Never
Prince.
mind. I thought you were talking about
For Your Eyes Only in the James Bond movie. She sang with that. She was really,
you know that song, Eric.
Yeah.
I thought she was the drummer for Prince. Never
She
mind.
was. No, that's Sheena E.
Sheila E.
Or Sheila E.
Damn it, this is getting bad today. All right, go ahead.
Kevin McNally, Mr. Gibbs in the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. Johnny Depp.
No.
He's 66 today.
That's good.
Now we get into the guys that are 70. This is really your age group.
Okay. Now I'll know someone.
Some old gray dude named,
Here we go.
named Ace Frehley.
Yeah! Guitar player of Kiss, right there.
See, Vic's just messing with us.
He's 71.
We should have did those first.
Oh, I got another one.
Yeah.
When we count up to these high age brackets that Eric knows.
Yeah. Wait, get to 100.
The B-52s lead singer, Kate Pearson.
No, that's right.
74 today. Love Shack. All right. Cy Robertson, one of my favorite TV people of all time from Duck Dynasty. He's 74 today. That's a look at your morning birthdays.
This is the Edge Morning Show.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. It is The Edge, the fastest 2 hours in morning talk radio. Eric Johnson, Chris Knight, I'm Vic Faust from Fox 2. Angela's working for the Cardinals, a day game today. Yeah, right before the Cardinals get swept today. She's going to be out there watching that. I'm sorry.
I don't think they'll get swept.
I do. I called it Friday night when they blew the game because of Gallegos
You want to bet that
not covering the bag.
$1,000 that Eric owes you?
Why you always got to take it out on me?
Let me think about that. I'll get back.
Yeah, take his bet. Take his bet.
Does that mean if I take the bet and win, you're going to cover the $2,000 then?
No, that means Eric has to pay you the $1,000.
What the? Leave me out of your betting.
Oh my God, people! Yeah, tin roof rusted.
Rock Lobster. That's what I was thinking.
B-52s or Love Shack, baby. That is the kind of music that you were following. Isn't it?
Back in the day, no. Like I said before, there were two classes of music back then. There was that kind of that nerdy kind of stuff, and then there was the hairband stuff. I was more on the hairband side.
Yeah, so was I. I was a hairband guy.
Let's not go nuts. But go
I
ahead.
know. I told you that. Not Soundgarden stuff. Hey, we got Fallout. We got a lot of stories we'll get into. A couple quick updates. The United States has traded prisoners with Russia. I didn't know that they were doing that during a, quote, war, which makes this whole situation even more bizarre. Yeah. Former Marine who'd been arrested for beating up Russian cops. I think he'd been sentenced to 9 years. We traded him for a Russian drug dealer.
Oh, nice.
No word of Brittany Griner, though.
No.
The WNBA star.
No, she's smoking pot in the cell.
Oh, my God. Glenn Thompson says he saw the B-52s on the Admiral in the 80s. For those of you listening who don't know what the Admiral is, that was a boat that sailed on the Mississippi River.
Did that thing sink or they just scrap
no, it's
it?
not at the bottom of the Mississippi.
Where is it at?
I think they scrapped it.
They
took
scrapped
apart.
it. That's a shame. That should have been a national monument.
Why?
Because it was unique.
Because it was big in Missouri?
Yes. Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay.
Did you ever go to McDonald's on the Edge?
One of my coolest memories as a kid.
It was cool.
McDonald's on the river.
Yeah.
The best thing they had down there was the minesweeper. The U.S., I think it was the Navy minesweeper. Remember that thing? Now, that thing did end up on the bottom of the Mississippi River.
Damn. What year was that, Eric? In the 70s?
Yeah.
Yeah, Glenn Thompson says Angela never heard of the Admiral. This whole Twitter fallout is getting insane. I mean, there's no reason why people should.
I guarantee you, you're right, Glenn. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
Angela has never heard of the Admiral.
No. All of a sudden, you have people coming out. We played sound yesterday in this morning show that became national sound with an MSNBC host, freaking out because Elon Musk bought Twitter. See, people are so used to only hearing what they want to hear in life and not listening to others that when you hear just the possibility that you're going to be forced to hear another view that's different from your own, that they're freaking out.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, the world's coming to an end.
Yep.
He's racist. No, if you're saying it, you're racist.
Bingo.
And the problem is this is a good thing because we all need to hear differing points of view. That's one reason why being a journalist and being the business I have has helped me be patient with listening to viewpoints that are not of my own. But all viewpoints need to be heard, not just selected ones, which is why you see Elon Musk doing what appears to be something absolutely amazing where everybody will get a voice. And now you hear people, these pundits go, well, they can change the algorithms and they can change this. And you mean like Twitter was doing before to people? You mean now other people could maybe do that as well? What happened to the, quote, free market that we heard about, so including people on this show, where you can have a woman say women's sports or girls' sports are for girls' sports, not men pretending to be girls, and then be blocked for hateful speech.
That's stupid.
Yeah, exactly. So deal with it. And you know it. You know that what Elon Musk is doing is 100% on board and straight above. And for people to start putting all this, but you already know what the national media does. This is what the national media does, and I've said it for a long time. The national media is very difficult to be trusted because it is bought and paid for. Case in point, whether you agree with his politics or not, Donald Trump Jr. tweeted yesterday, and this is very interesting, quote, "While I'm awesome and totally deserving of 87,000 new followers a day, it seems that someone took the shackles off my Twitter account. Wonder if they're burning the evidence before the new management comes in." Donald Trump, Jr., all of a sudden is picking up 87,000 Twitter followers a day. Guess who? And so is Ron DeSantis. Very interesting that this is happening all of a sudden. And guess who's losing followers, as Eric led the show off this morning with? AOC and Barack Obama.
Inflated much?
Is all of a sudden, even before Elon Musk or any of his team puts their hands on anything Twitter related, they haven't even begun to touch it yet. This is what's happening. I'm sorry. Where there's smoke, there's fire. And I would love somebody to say how this just all of a sudden happened by chance and not by design. It makes you wonder. I mean, I'm a journalist. I say this.
I think that the first thing that Elon's going to do is he's going to walk into the headquarters of that place when they give him the keys.
I'm sure you've seen the memes.
Well, I know. And there's going to be about 15 to 20 to 100 IT experts behind him. They're going to all walk in there. They're going to go, where are the servers? And they're going to log in. I think the first thing that Elon does is go, let me tell you what was going on around here. I think he's going to out them as much as he can. He's going to say, there were algorithms when I walked in this joint that basically suppressed everything that had to do with this topic. And he will show you how it happened. That will make him $100 billion company almost like that, because people will.
Maybe.
I'm telling you, man.
I hope so, because we need truth and honesty, which is I talk about all the time. But people who are upset now are not going to change their mind.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, as long as we're on the same page. It
doesn't matter. Look, there was such a small fraction of people using Twitter in a news-oriented way, like to get news out, that the news that they wanted out, that the MSNBCs might have listened to, that maybe someone over at CNN might be able to make. That's the problem, Vic, is a lot of these news organizations were making reference to a published piece of Twitter. Who cares, right? Twitter, that's not what Twitter was built for. It was built for someone like our text line here. These people to go and say anything they want, to say the Hunter Biden thing and talk about Hunter Biden all day long if they wanted to, and to post pictures of Hunter Biden's laptop or whatever they want. Well, you can't do that now. Well, guess what? In the next few months, Elon's going to walk his ass right in there. He's going to go, where's the censorship screens? I need to know where you guys, and they do have that over there, by the way. They have screens at computers at Twitter where censors will see this is not applicable here in Twitter. And it's mainly right-wing talk and conversation. I think, and mark it down here, where's the tape, that the first thing Twitter does is he releases what they were doing, and he lets everybody know that that's not going to happen anymore. And that's what he means by transparency.
I hope he does that if there is anything nefarious that's going on or was going on.
It's all nefarious. If I say to you, Vic, if you tell me something and you start talking to get your point across and I can't hear you, that's nefarious.
Yeah.
In this country, anyway, that's nefarious.
It should be, and it is.
So it's very interesting. Tens of thousands of new scene fans are now popping back on these platforms all over the place.
And then you hear certain television talk show hosts and certain pundits literally losing their mind.
Yeah.
Because capitalism is happening and saying it's racist and saying silly, just silly, hateful things because they're showing you who they are.
It's the biggest game.
We always said people will show you who they are eventually. Just keep watching. Just keep watching.
Joey Reid now is being sued for defamation on stuff that she says. I'm telling you, we talked about this April 2020, I believe. United States of America, there will be a backlash that will be across the board. It will be backlash against education. It'll be backlash against financial. You guys are the Democrats destroying the financial system in this country. It'll be It's going to be backlash against freedom of speech. Backlash is coming. And there's a lot of excited people right now about how this is going to transform the United States.
Maybe. I mean, but once again, I don't know how many more people are going to be going to Twitter. We just have to wait and see.
It's not about going to Twitter. It's not about that. Who gives a damn about Twitter? It's the fact that they had a platform that they could, that news organizations could make reference to, that people on our text line here could not go. There was no place for them to go and have a conversation. That's the point. Who cares who goes there? The fact of the matter is that they can go there if they want to. And not to mention, there's another platform coming. It's called The Truth.
Yes. You just nationally, it gets zero hype on airwaves because
that's fine.
Because you know why, with what national media is, and I always say you need to watch local if you're going to watch, because you can't watch national and get the full story. So anyway, that's going to be a fascinating story to watch because I love watching people burn out and show you who they are because they don't like capitalism, because they don't want to hear another voice, because they liked the former president being cultured or being canceled because they didn't want to hear his point of view.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? There are conservatives and Republicans that don't want to hear from Barack Obama. Joe Biden doesn't really say much, but Obama does. They don't want to hear it, but he's able to. They don't want to see Vladimir Putin be able to tweet, but they had to. They were forced to because Twitter deemed Putin as a better individual and not hateful.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you can't make this stuff up. That's why I always say, if you got a point, back it up.
Yeah.
But there is no argument on this Twitter one.
And
unfortunately,
the media needs to be really careful about crying on live television about this, because they will use this in the future against them. That they will say, "We told you that the media was biased against us." They will say local media was biased against us. National media was biased against us. They will have tape. They will have visible evidence of national.
No, not local.
Anchor.
Not
Yes,
local
they will.
media. You won't. How so?
I'm going to give you an example.
Yeah, I always say,
I'm going to give you an example. Are you ready?
Yeah, please.
On Fox 2, your television station, I sent it to you. It said Elon Musk buys Twitter because he believes that we should have quote unquote free speech. That little nugget right there, it's not quote unquote, it's just free speech.
I'm not following that though.
It is total.
I know you're entitled to
edited.
it. I just don't follow it.
It's an editor's choice to tell you. Okay, well, I'm just saying
that actually brings it to light. So that,
I don't.
In my opinion,
I say quote unquote.
We got more things to worry about than that.
Totally.
I don't think that's a job.
I think that they need. They just need to be real careful about not saying, you know what, the United States is. By the way, we have free speech here. They need to be championing this themselves and saying, hey, if there was a platform that was that was trying to suppress people, we don't subscribe to that. So we believe that this is a great thing. If I was a PR company talking to them, that's exactly what I would tell them, because we're going to have tape to go back to 10 months from now whenever we get into the midterms and say, look, we told you the media was against you, and this proves it. So it's just a fascinating time to be alive right now, to be honest with you.
Oh, I didn't think before you said it wasn't a good time to be alive. Fascinating.
I never said that.
Fascinating has a more positive context to it than negative.
It's fascinating to be a spectator. If I was coming from another planet watching how all this stuff unfolds. How about that?
So do you still think everything with Elon is 100% above board? He is 100% a hero to the world.
Right. As of right now, yes. As of right now, with thousands and thousands of people getting their viewers and followers back on Twitter because they got to go change the algorithms real fast before someone comes into the server closet and sees what they were doing. Yes, I think it's a positive thing. Just that alone.
Yeah.
And then the fact that he gets to walk in there and tell the rest of the country saying, I don't know if you're on the left side or the right side. Let me just tell you what was going on around here. That's going to be fascinating.
It is so crazy. It is.
And Jack Dorsey has a chance right now to say, yeah, he's right. Elon's right. What's happening over there is jacked up.
Well, he basically already is.
I know.
Jack has been very positive about Elon taking over.
If Jack Dorsey ever writes a book, I recommend you go buy it immediately.
Why is that?
Because he will know where all the bodies are buried, and he will let them come out.
Well, his quote was, this is Jack Dorsey on Elon Musk buying Twitter. Quote from Jack Dorsey. This is great. He said, I trust his mission to extend the light of consciousness. He's all about it.
Yeah. I'm sure he didn't like what this board of directors was doing over there.
You don't think he knew what the board of directors was doing?
I do
Come
not
on.
think he knew that there was.
Come
I do
on.
not. If I'm the father of a company and I see this board of directors that I put in over there, and all of a sudden the stock shares, they can't figure out how to make money. They're pissing off half of the United States of America. I would be sitting in my humble abode going, why are they screwing things up so bad over there?
Well, he said, quote, his biggest regret with Twitter was how it operated as a company. Quote,
yes.
It has been owned by Wall Street, and the ad model, Dorsey said, taking it back from Wall Street is the correct first step.
Correct. Exactly right.
So for everybody else, you need to be yelling at Jack Dorsey because he got out. I'm telling you, we find out about things way after they've been talked about.
I wonder if this is going to also affect corporations who are afraid of being Twittered by the woke crowd. I wonder if this is going to affect the way they do business. I wonder if they're going to see this as like, man, there is a revolution going on around here.
No.
Maybe it's an idea. Maybe we shouldn't have Black Lives Matter flags flying in our hallways.
Stop it.
I'm
No,
not kidding.
Eric,
Eric,
Eric, you make a lot of great points, but you go way overboard.
I'm okay with that.
People who had BLM flags up are not going to take down BLM flags because Elon Musk bought Twitter.
If it messes with their shareholders' ability to make money, you don't think they would? I think companies
because the people who they put the flags up for in the first place haven't gone anywhere.
Yes, they have. They bought a $6 million house in California.
No, you're talking about a couple people, the owners,
the founders,
not the whole situation.
I mean, it's. Trust me, man. There's a backlash going on. And it's going to hit all over the place.
This is expected to take place this year, 2022. Within the next 6 months where it becomes official.
Right.
So if anybody tries to tell you that followers going up and down is because Elon Musk has now bought the company, that is not true, because Elon Musk people have nothing to do with it yet, which is why we're supposed to call out what seems odd, nefarious when it comes to Twitter accounts going up and Twitter accounts going down. By the way, my Twitter account stayed the same, Eric, so far.
Well,
if you were wondering,
but you're not that edgy.
No,
you're not going to say anything that edgy.
I'm verified.
That's great. That's great. But you're not like a Dr. Naputi who is completely, totally conservative. Naputi's just barely not living in the woods with a bunch of guns. I mean, that's kind of who they call the
that
white.
guy kind of fell off the planet a little bit.
Yeah, he did.
You don't hear nothing about him.
Who's that?
Naputi.
Oh, Naputi's a good command. He's a friend.
Yeah, no doubt.
I know. I'm saying,
but he's the one that would have been harassed by Twitter. He's the kind of guy
he is as busy as heck.
Right?
Is he?
Yeah.
In his court battles?
Oh, well, maybe in his court battles. I don't know, but I know his businesses are rocking and rolling.
Well, that's
for
thing.
sure. Mark Drew Harris jumped in once again. Eric, you just overhyped
now you had to
everything.
quote him on his one little thing.
Well,
What's
of course.
What's wrong with you?
Why wouldn't I?
I don't overhype everything. I'm just going past the borders of the conversation. That's all I'm doing. I think that companies across the country were scared to death of the wokes. And now that everybody gets to go on and have their voice, the wokes will be diluted. So companies will be like, you know what? We're out. We're done with the wokes.
Before we go to break, school board of suburban Kansas City High School has told its teachers to remove cards and stickers that show they are allies of LGBTQ students.
I don't know what that means.
Officials in the Grain Valley School District emailed families on Monday saying the school board directed administrators to remove cards or stickers that may read "safe space for all" inside the school and their classrooms. The directive came after members received a, quote, concern about the cards and stickers. The email said the district remains committed to helping create a safe and inclusive environment, but the cards were, quote, not appropriate at this time. This was coming from the Kansas City Star. There were some teachers and advocates who objected to the school board decision.
What's the object? Enough. This might be a place where federal government has an opportunity to jump in. Teach the kids writing, reading, and arithmetic, and the social stuff.
Teach the kids money.
Teach the
How
entrepreneurialism.
to give the right damn change back.
Exactly right. Enough. I mean, why is this even controversial?
Well, we got to take a break.
Yeah.
When we come back, we'll tell you what major university has now set aside $100 million for reparations of slavery. We'll get into that.
The taxpayers love this.
We have to?
Yeah, because it's news. Because it's coming to a school near you. Maybe. We'll see. That's just one of the topics. We'll take your phone calls as well. 636-695-2915. Anything else that we're not hitting, you let us know. That's what we do. It's the fastest 2 hours of morning talk radio. Besides, people don't want to hear me rip the Cardinals and why they're not going to the playoffs this year, right?
Yeah, they are.
Stop. It's early in the
Albert
season.
Pujols will get 700.
Oh, they got to play them for that to happen.
They will.
We'll see. We'll see. Back with more right after this. Eric Johnson, Chris Snyder, Vic Faust from Fox 2. Angela's got a day game with the Cardinals. We'll be back after this.
The Edge Morning Show. Back in a moment.
Spectrum Glass is known for their quality work on windshields, but they do so much more. Spectrum Glass also specializes in residential, commercial, and automotive window tinting. Reduce the heat, reduce the fading, and increase your comfort with professional window tinting from Spectrum Glass. Serving St. Charles and surrounding counties since 1995, Spectrum Glass is still your premier company for windshield replacement. And with free mobile service, they come to you. 636-294-1800 on Facebook and SpectrumGlassOnline.com.
Hey, it's Shanny from Mascots Bar and Grill, and I'll tell you what, if you're looking for a place to watch the game with friends, Cardinals, Blues, whatever, it's Mascots Bar and Grill. If you're looking for a place for happy hour, it's Mascots Bar and Grill. Heck, grab some friends, get a table, and play rock and roll bingo every night and twice on Saturdays at Mascots Bar and Grill. You can win some great prizes. Seriously, great prizes at Mascots for playing rock and roll bingo. And it's absolutely free to play. Wednesday night is ladies' night, and you won't believe the specials they have going on there. Come by for lunch. They're the home of the legendary lunch special. You go tell them you're FOS, you're a friend of Shanny's, and you want that big old burger and fries for just $5, and they're going to give it to you fresh and hot, just the way you ordered it, and it's so delicious, and you don't have to do the dishes. If you go once, you will go again and again. Mascots Bar and Grill, home of the legendary lunch special. Join the annual BJC Foundation Golf Classic, May 9th at Old Hickory. Be part of bringing health, healing, and hope to St. Charles County. The BJC Foundation enriches the lives of our neighbors by funding these efforts. Massage therapy for Siteman cancer patients and their caregiver. Activity carts for patients and families, transportation service for patients who need to receive treatment, and community health, wellness, and education programs like Community Strong. Register online at bjcstcounty.org/golf.
At Locke's Family Hair Salon in St. Peters, the emphasis is on family. Women, men, and children's styles to make everyone look amazing. And they have their new line of Locke's shampoo and conditioner, just for Locke's clients. For cuts, color, perms, and more. Come in for Brazilian blowouts, face waxing, makeup, and hair extensions too. On Mexico Road in St. Peters by Smoothie King. For directions and appointment information, go to loxfamilyhairsalon.com. Locke's Family Hair Salon, where family is everything.
You're always up for some fun with the family, so you order the essentials, a new board game, some baking supplies, and even a new projector for outdoor movie night. And with the Bank of America customized Cash Rewards credit card, you can choose to earn 3% cash back on online shopping, which could increase to up to 5.25% as a preferred rewards member. Rewards which you can put toward an extra treat that everyone will enjoy, like an old-fashioned popcorn machine. Visit bankofamerica.com/more rewarding and apply now. Copyright 2021 Bank of America Corporation.
Midnight Auto Supply in St. Peter's carries a full line of automotive parts and paints. They're a PPG Platinum distributor of automotive paint and industrial coatings and auto body shop supplies. For over 40 years, your hometown auto parts store is Midnight Auto. Stop in at Midnight Auto Supply in St. Peter's, just off Mexico Road, 447-4000, 447-4000, on the web at mid-niteautosupply.com.
Here comes more of the Edge Morning Show.
All right, welcome back to the show, everybody. It is The Edge, giving you a look at downtown St. Louis. Yeah, if there was ever a day to play hooky, today's the day. 73 the high. Cardinals have a day game against the Mets where they're going to get swept. I'm sorry. I was trying to get a reaction out of you guys.
It's April. Why? You're not going to get a reaction out of us?
Because I'm still pissed off
It's
that
April.
Gallegos didn't cover first base after Goldschmidt made a great play the other night. I'm sorry.
I'm pissed off the way he pitched.
Our pitching looks a little suspect.
The starting pitching has been really good.
Yeah.
The starting pitching has been good. It's
The bats are quiet.
They can't hit because they can't hit good pitching, and they can't beat good teams. That's the problem. They'll dominate the bad teams just like last year, and they won't be able to have a winning record against these good teams. That's what's sad.
Then put Pujols in every at bat.
That's what I say. I agree. All right, real quick, finishing up the Elon talk. It's also interesting to hear what Eli tweeted yesterday. If you haven't seen it yet, he said, quote, "The extreme antibody reaction from those who fear free speech says it all." I repeat, Elon Musk said yesterday, the extreme antibody reaction from those who fear free speech says it all. And I couldn't agree anymore. If you've got a problem with Elon Musk buying Twitter, it says a whole lot about who you are and what you do in your private, and it just does.
And it's going to get competitive because Elon doesn't like to lose. If there's a
And
competitor,
if anybody says that that's racist, maybe you need to look at the person who's saying
I'm
racism
done with the
is maybe
racist.
they. I know.
I'm done. You can call me racist all you want, man. It's stupid. You're using it as a weapon. It's the only weapon you have in your toolbox is a hammer. It's the racist hammer. I shall bring it out now and smash you on the head. Boom. And it worked for a while. It did. You went to Ferguson, Missouri, and you saw all the people rioting and burning down poor little Ferguson down there. And you said, look, we got this
Basically
weapon.
ruined the city.
Pretty much. And basically we have the CNNs of the world go, oh, look, we have this little button called racism. Did it work? Yeah, it seemed to work. Let's use it all the time. I'm done with it. People of the United States are done with it.
Well, speaking of racism and making things correct, the term reparations, Harvard University has pledged $100 million to address its historical ties to slavery. The announcement coincides with the university's release of a 134-page report detailing its connections to slavery, segregation, and discrimination. The school says that they enslaved more than 70 black people between its founding in 1630, going all the way back to 1636.
Oh, my God.
To 1783.
Sounds like Harvard has too much money.
So they said that they had 70 slaves working for the university between the year 1636 and 1783. So the university says that they profited during the 17th, 18th, and 19th centuries.
Yeah.
Through its financial connection to donors, some of whom are memorialized on campus.
Well, that's good.
So they say that the truth is that slavery played a significant part of our institutional history. That's what their president said. So they also said that segregation and discrimination were a part of campus life into the 1900s, which is why they've done that. Okay, so now what do? You're going to give $100 million.
To who?
To who? Exactly. And how is that going to change anything? I guess those are the questions you would
And
ask.
how did
as a
they come up with the
broadcaster.
number 100 million. It has to be quantifiable. And if it is quantifiable, why isn't the number 900? Why isn't the number 99,846,000 and a few cents?
Well,
if
Glenn says
if it
Harvard-
was quantifiable, why didn't they have a number?
Well, we know what this is about. Glenn Thompson says
need to
Harvard,
ditch 100 mil.
Harvard has billions in their endowment.
Right.
Harvard's not going to give away anything that makes any.
No. They need to ditch 100 mil for their books.
Exactly. And so
interesting.
I wonder if they got PPP money.
Of course they did. Of course they got PPP money. You got to make headlines. Bacow, the president, said a new committee would begin to move to enact the recommendations. And then while some funds will be made available, they'll be made immediately. The balance will be held in an endowment to support the work over time.
What work?
I don't know.
The work has been done. It was back in the 1600s.
So they didn't say who's getting the money. They just say it's going to be done to help. Over time.
To be honest with you, if they can find the lineage of these people, if they can put them on a board and go, it was Sally, it was Ken, and they know who these slaves were, and they can go through 21andMe or whatever that's called and figure out what the lineage is and say, come here, your grandparents were blah, blah, blah. Here's some cash.
Yeah, and
maybe.
That's why it's like, if you really think that you did something wrong to a race of people, then make a difference. Don't make a headline. This seems more like a headline.
Yeah, it does.
Than it is something that'll Harvard's giving money. Really?
It seems to me that Harvard is using the slavery to ditch $100 million.
John says it's going to go towards scholarship funding of minorities.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good for them.
Good. That's great.
Finally, we have something we can agree on. We can agree on that. $100 million.
But if you feel as if you've done that and you've got billions in your endowment, it should be more than $100 million.
Hell yeah.
If you think that you've done something wrong. Yeah. As
They're
we've
ditching
always
$100
said,
million.
you shouldn't be forced to do anything in life. But if you feel
this is the remnants of politically correct bull crap in our universities is what it is. It's a feel-good story. They probably look at this $100 million endowment, which will sit in a trust somewhere, and they're going to get X amount of African-American kids to participate in Harvard or wherever it is, and they're going to feel good, and they're going to be able to put it on not their financial books, but on their politically correct books.
No, man, it's on their financial books.
I understand that, but they're also going to say, look at us. We're Harvard. We're forward-thinking. We're doing the hard work
and they're
of
using
reparations
slavery to do it.
Well, that's the word reparations where it's aimed at. Is reparations towards
BS.
To me and to you it is, but to these people it's important.
Not even fair.
You know how I got to know John Parker?
How?
Because I read something that he wrote regarding reparations in a certain sense. And you know what? While I don't know how I feel 100% about it, because I don't know how you can actually make it fair for all, it made somewhat sense to me for the first time. And I told him that the first time I met him. Now, you got to figure out, if you're going to do it, how do you actually help neighborhoods and situations that were oppressed? And Eric, I know you disagree with me, but there are neighborhoods, and there is historical evidence that showed how neighborhoods were put back or taken out. And I know we don't, there is evidence, and I've seen it with my own eyes with certain neighborhoods. So that's how are you going to, as you do, how are you going to redevelop some of those neighborhoods?
I'm going to destroy the blight areas, and I'm going to put together economic development.
Yeah, but
and
you can't do it without safety.
Do you remember?
You have to have safety first, because if people don't feel safe, no matter how much money you put in to try to build buildings, people are not going to be around.
Well, you started safety, but do you remember the old Noah's Ark in St. Charles?
Yeah.
Dilapidated building, piece of crap, garbage. It was a beautiful piece of property, but the place that they built
now
there
the
was
streets of St. Charles.
Now it's the streets of St. Charles. That's
The
exactly
home of Napoli 3.
Yeah, but that also
the home of Napoli.
but Eric, but they also
funny
built
bone.
that in a thriving area.
Okay. I wouldn't go that far.
Yes,
St.
it is.
Charles,
St. Charles
old
is
St. Charles was not massive
Wrong,
back in the.
wrong.
I mean, you might go there.
When they took out, yes, it was, Eric. It's been growing for decades.
I mean, we used to go there on field trips to see the first Missouri Capitol. That's
but
about
Eric. But
but-
Eric, now you're showing your age. That was 40 years ago.
Okay, fine. I'll take my ageism. Fine, that's cool. But what I'm saying is this: somebody saw a piece of property and they said, we can turn this into a multi-billion-dollar endeavor, and they did it. I don't see why you couldn't work your way from St. Louis and work your way north and not look at the historical value of these houses. Just tear them down. They're not doing anybody any good. They need to go. They need to go and just rip it apart and start building these communities because they have money, and start building an economic future for these places.
Tear them down, give them money, just like
No. What do you want
That's
to
what Lambert did. Tore all the
Good
houses
point.
out, gave them the money.
That's a good point.
Now it sits there and doesn't get used.
Chris makes a great point. Bridgeton, Missouri, they
So
ripped
you
out.
talking about the runway?
Yeah, they took out an entire subdivision for the runway down there. So there's always an excuse that can be made here in St. Louis, and there's also people that like to develop things like the streets of St. Charles, in which they are going to parlay that for many, 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 many years. So I'm just saying, instead of going and giving people money, reparations, what a joke.
What's Tashar doing with $150 million?
Well, they're trying to rebuild North St. Louis. They're trying to.
No, you don't No, you build it with seeds. That's called seed money. $150 million is chump change, Vic.
Of course it is.
It's like literally you can take it out of the back of your wallet. That's called seed money. Do you know what seed money is?
Yes, I know what seed money.
Seed money is something you go, we're going to take.
Speaking of which, I need some seed money for some of my ventures.
I'll bring you a PS5.
Yeah, that plumbing company that we're going to own.
But they need to go look at these little areas on a map and go, if we did this with maybe $4 million, it will turn into $50 million. Okay. If we look at $10 million here in this area of the map, and we rip this apart, and we offer maybe, I don't know, tax-free business applications. And I always thought that bringing businesses in for tax-free, just giving them the land, giving them the property, and letting them develop stuff is the best way to do this. So St. Louis doesn't have to invest in anything. Maybe they go get a FedEx to come down there and build a big hub. Maybe they go get an Amazon right in the middle of downtown St. Louis. Boom, you can have a hub right there for free. And then that will, in turn, build economic development. Maybe you bring them into Starbucks. Who knows? You could go and pitch this to every company on the planet. That's really what needs to happen here. So $150 million, if you do anything with it other than seeding something, it's a waste of money, in my opinion. Or go get an NFL football team.
Well, that's not happening. We already know that.
But you don't throw this money away by handing $500 to all the citizens down there. You don't throw this money away by building a youth center down there. No, that's a waste of money.
You know what, though? Here's the thing. I do agree with John Parker a little bit on this. He says, Eric, that's ridiculous. I'm not going to say you ridiculous, but it's like because people have to be able to afford to live there.
What did I just say?
Or go somewhere else. And history will tell you that they never get enough for their property to go get something else. Unfortunately, it sucks, but in some cases, it's true.
You're right there. I'm not saying that there's not challenges with it, but you have to look at it.
I'm not saying it's happening every single day with every single property, but we have seen certain examples of it happening.
Hey, I think we're close to being on the same page with John Parker.
No,
I really do. I do.
Don't let John surprise you.
I think John Parker would be the first one on this chat line here to say, we do not need to waste this money by investing in a youth center. We do not need to waste this money by handing it off to the I heard that they're going to give $500 to all the people in North St. Louis, which is ridiculous.
Not everybody.
I think that John and I would go, you know what? We could invent, maybe we bring in a headquarters down there where a lot of people can work. Maybe we do manufacturing. I always thought we need to build stuff in the United States of America, Vic, instead of China. Why don't we call it Little China down in St. Louis?
I've got two
and
words.
we start creating stuff.
I've got 2 words for you, Eric.
No. Don't be negative.
No, I'm not being negative.
Don't be negative.
I'm just,
call in here, John.
Did you just say John call in?
Yeah.
Okay, call in, John.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
636-695-2915.
Why don't we build little warehouses where we
Eric,
build stuff?
Eric, I've got 2 words for you. You don't want to hear my 2 words?
Yeah, go ahead.
There's these 2 words stand in the way of everything that you want to do. And Jane Duker told you this as well.
I'm listening.
Public safety. I repeat, public safety.
Fine. Then get more cops.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you have to have leadership that wants more police and doesn't say what We have heard. I'm just
don't tell me what I can't do. Tell me what I can do.
And I talk to people on the street.
Come on, you're a football player. You know
Yeah, but
you
that's
know
not
the
my
rule.
deal. I talk to people on the streets, and I'm in the city a whole lot more than you are, and I'm telling you. And I talk to people in the county who say, I'm not going to the city. I need public safety.
I wouldn't go there right now either.
There you go. Public safety.
We can
so
fix
you can
it.
invest in businesses. You can invest in everything else. But until people feel safe, they're not going to hang out there.
Okay,
or go
then
there,
phase
or
one.
bring their families.
Phase
up.
one, Operation
and then, Eric,
Cops.
we've talked about this before.
I mean, what do you want me to say?
And then you talk about public schools. And then you have to talk about your school district. There's so many aspects to this.
But
I've been talking about this story for 15 years, all the way back to my days in Detroit.
Good morning, John.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
John Parker, ladies and gentlemen.
John, we got about 5 minutes before we have to take a break. I know you like to talk slow. You make good points, but
I try not to. Though,
talk fast, in other words.
I mean, and I will agree with Eric. I mean, $150 million. You know, you have to, if you're going to use that money, it has to be used and invested in something that is going to be, I guess, profitable and give a serious return back to the city.
Bingo.
You know, a $500 check to people is, you're going to get a new big screen.
Right.
Not even a good big screen.
Right.
Well, but that's not. You have to think long term on this. And as far as wiping out neighborhoods and leveling buildings and bringing in some major company, gentrification is not the answer. Also, because when you start as much as you think that these buildings are vacant or these homes are all vacant, they're really not. And when you start to displace people and you start to pay them for their property, you have to be able to understand where are they going to go. They have to be able to afford to go to a new place. And again, you can look at a neighborhood like this, the city of Kinloch that really doesn't even exist anymore.
Right.
I can remember when Kinloch had 125,000 people in it, and when the airport came in and bought those homes, they overpaid a lot of those people, so they were able to go get something else.
Hmm?
But that doesn't happen all the time. In fact, it doesn't. It happens less than you think.
And it wouldn't happen right now.
It wouldn't happen at all right now because, one, the tax base in the city is so low in some of these areas that you couldn't pay these people enough for these homes. I mean, believe me, I know we paid to get some of these people out of these houses for NGA. So, I mean, it was an example.
And that was an example of it working where you could remove people because there was so much that you had to pay, because we did stories on the families that were removed because of NGA.
And there was also a lot of areas around in that NGA property. I mean, that was 108 acres. Most of that was vacant land, so we didn't have to pay a lot of people to move on that deal. So it was, when I was with SLDC, you didn't have to displace a lot of people. We didn't have to pay off a lot of people to move out of that area.
John,
so it was a little bit different.
So I agree with you. I don't want to do any harm to anybody, but I think we have to reimagine. I love the left's term, and I wish I would have come up with it, was reimagine.
With the the right's term now, Eric.
Well, I wish I would have come up with it. Reimagine St. Louis. I think that St. Louis gets a lot of money down at Ballpark Village. They get a lot of money on up to Washington. I'm saying this, John. Why can't we build out St. Louis as a manufacturing? It gives a lot of people jobs. It's something that we could go solicit to actually create here in St. Louis, Missouri. I think that it would be a net win effect across the entire environment, saying St. Louis now, maybe we were an industrial city back in the 50s and 60s and 70s, but that city right now is a manufacturing hub, and they build everything that maybe China used to do. And on top of that, we are an airport in the middle of the country. We have UPS here. We have FedEx here. Why can't we start to reimagine an industry that will help a lot of people at a very short period of time?
I would seriously agree with you, because the company that I work for, that's what we're doing right now. We are creating an industry sector for U.S. manufacturing in the tech field. So, and that can be done, but you also have to understand that, being made in the, that whole thing of made in the USA is not as easy as you think, because, it's very, very difficult to compete with manufacturing overseas, because it can be done significantly cheaper. Now, I can tell you this, with the company that I work for, it didn't take a global pandemic to prove the business model. but it worked. It helped us
Right,
because
right.
when companies were coming to us when they couldn't get those things from overseas, it worked out for us. Now, I would agree. People have to understand that 1/3 of the United States population lives within 500 miles of the city of St. Louis. So you can do business here cheaper than you can do it any place in the country. That's the whole idea of trying to create an industry sector of manufacturing.
I think the time is now, John.
I think the time take a long time to get it done.
With this whole Shanghai debacle going on in China, with China being so combative against us, some city is going to figure a way to create more products in the United States, and why isn't it us? I think this is the time to do it right now.
It's us, and I think
As long as there aren't regulations put on that, Eric.
Get rid of the regulations.
Easier said than
You've
done.
got a geospatial hub here now.
Yes.
You know, you're getting a tech industry here in the center of the country that has never been created before, and this is not a sprint. That's what people have to understand.
Yeah, it's a big
It is
deal,
marathon.
but it's going to take a
a
while.
long time to get this done.
But we have
I think we're on the road
$150
to
million that we have something we can use to maybe to start the process. Maybe we can
process
start.
has been started already to get that $150 million. If you want to be honest with me, I mean, if you want me to tell you the truth, I think if you got $150 million, take 75 of it and put it towards law enforcement right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
John.
Those are my two words.
I'm bringing the high heat.
It's
then
called public
people,
safety.
then it becomes significantly more attractive. But you have to make the city safe first.
John, I appreciate it. Thanks for
John.
calling in today. We'll check
John
back in
comes
again.
with the high
Have a
heat.
great
He's
day.
swinging for the fences and putting it out of the park.
Oh, because you agree with them.
Well, he's so irrational most of the
You
time, and
did
today
agree-
he comes
oh,
up.
okay, there it is. So, John, thank you. We got to take a quick break. We'll be right back to finish out this show, but it's true. I'm telling you, everybody I talk to says they want public safety. Then you can build from there.
Yes.
You have the basis.
Yes.
Because we agree.
Not my opinion. It's just what I
The
hear
soil
people tell
has
me.
to be fertile before you can put the seed into the soil.
Amen,
How kids
brother.
are made.
I don't even know that.
So what?
We got to go to break.
All right.
The Edge Morning Show.
I ain't never miss it.
So you're not gonna want to miss this. The deals at Kohl's right now are beyond epic. I just got some new bath towels for $3 each. Found the cutest kids' outfits for only $5. And got myself some tees and tank tops for just $7. But the best part? You don't need any coupons. Can earn Kohl's cash and get it all with free store pickup. Looks like April showers bring the flowers and the savings. Select styles. Sale ends April 24th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Get a grip on your finances with People's Bank and Trust's new mobile banking service. You can now manage your accounts, check balances, transfer funds, and pay bills with ease and all from the palm of your hand. Activate your phone today by visiting us online at www.pbtc.net. People's Bank and Trust. Hometown banking the way it should be. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, my name is Takia, and a little thing that I love about the Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich is when I take a bite, it's the perfect blend from the bacon to the cheese. It's perfection.
Hey, I'm Katora, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A mac and cheese is it kind of melts in your mouth, so you know it's creamy, cheesy, and delicious. This gooey mac makes me cheese every time.
Order dinner delivered on the Chick-fil-A app today. Delivery fee and other restrictions apply. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
My daughter used to be a shining star. I would tell her, there's nothing you can't do. Now, it's like living with a stranger. It happens so fast. Centerpoint Hospital, real help for addiction and hope for a bright future.
If a young person dear to you is facing substance use, the Changing Point at Centerpoint Hospital now offers adolescent treatment solutions with detox, 4-week residential, and outpatient treatment. The Changing Point for adolescents at Centerpoint Hospital. Hope for a bright future.
Hey, you! Ever wanted to learn a language like French or Spanish or even Norwegian, but thought it'd be too difficult or time-consuming? Then try Babbel. Quick 10-minute lessons.
Siesta.
Bambola.
Games, podcasts, even live online classes with a real teacher.
Hola, clase.
In no time, chatting about real-life topics will feel, well, effortless. Learn a new language with ease. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com.
Shop in one place, O'Fallon Overhead Doors, for your residential and commercial garage doors and gates. As a locally owned, family-operated business, O'Fallon Overhead Doors provides 5-star service. Their technicians are not paid on commission, so they won't sell you something you don't need. Looking for a new door, a repair, or yearly maintenance? Call O'Fallon Overhead Doors on Continental Drive in Wentzville, 272-2722. Showroom open weekdays 8 till 4:30. Free estimates on new doors. Visit O'FallonOverheadDoors.com.
Now, back to the Edge Morning Show.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. We are efforting Missouri Attorney General Eric Schmidt tomorrow or Friday regarding his airtime. We'll continue to lock up the other candidates, and I'll also reach out to who the leader is for the Democratic side. Valentine Bush. Yeah, Trudy.
Okay.
So we'll reach out to all of them and get them on the show at some point in time. Hope everybody has an awesome day.
What a great show today. I actually have to go re-listen to this one. This is a good one.
Pretty good one. It is a good one.
I am so tired.
Cardinals
I have
are gonna win
no
today, too.
idea.
This is not like you, dog. This is 2 days in a row now where you're just falling on the floor tired.
No. What I meant was I was tired because of the sinus stuff that I dealt with where I didn't want to have to. I'm not figuring out what I'm wearing with my clothes yet. I felt great. I felt great till just
How about
now.
that yellow tie? Springtime. Isn't that what you said weeks ago?
I'm wearing yellow tonight.
You're tired. Go take a nap.
I'm gonna wear yellow. I'll be watching.
I'm going to run. I'll see you guys.
Have a good
Fox
day.
News Comedy.